What is up, everybody? Turboverse TV here today. So we have to talk about these stats that PlayStation has been doing so far, Q1 of 2022. Some of these stats are very interesting because, and not in a good way, because these Sony guys like a good talk that they are out here just buying these PlayStation exclusives, buying this PlayStation hardware, where the stats, the actual numbers say otherwise. So let's see the stats of Q1 2022 for Sony. 2.4 million PS5 sold, so it's up 4%. PlayStation software sales down by 26%. PlayStation subs 47.3 million, so it's up 2%. Monthly active PSN users 102 million, is down 3%. Sony warns of a weaker PlayStation business game sales wobble. So people are not buying these games like that. Even though people want to say that's the driving force, people are not buying these games like that, which is interesting. And we have another post, and this one is about Benjy sales. And on this one, the differentiation, this one it says their profit is decreased by 37%. You had a 13 more percent, and that's down about 50% at that point. So that's kind of crazy. The profit is decreased by 37%. So maybe we have been too harsh on Jim Ryan at this point. I can kind of see why he wants to move these PlayStation exclusives over to PC to get more sales, because obviously the PlayStation guys aren't buying these games. And I can see why he's making these remasters, these remakes, these director cuts. Maybe if you can at least give these guys a game they liked before and put some extra content, maybe they might buy it, because these guys are not buying anything right now. Like I said, it's just super ironic. It's just so ironic that these guys will say Xbox guys don't buy games because of Game Pass. And it turns out these PlayStation guys aren't buying video games whatsoever. They are the ones who aren't buying video games. So it's definitely shocking right here. And maybe they should be thanking Phil Spencer for giving God of War Ragnarok a shout out when he said that's the next game he wants to play, because they definitely need some type of publicity for that game, because it is looking rough out here. It's like these guys are just not buying games. Not a good look. Well, let's see what people got to say about this. Is it safe to say that Gran Turismo / Horizon underperformed a bit, or is it more of an overall combo of factors? An overall combo of factors, less time spent playing games, and a lack of PS5 hardware to boost software sales don't help. I mean, when the games are mid and more expensive, yeah. I don't think that recent Gran Turismo was received that well, because you look at the user score, it's still drastically low as a user score. It's still in the red pretty much, so it's not a good sign. And Horizon Forbidden West was like, yeah, it's it's cool as a sequel, but I don't think it's really moving any people to buy that game. I think they even bundled it with the system as well too, to try to drive sales, but with no killer titles, there's still no reason to upgrade. Personally, was always a near first mover to next gen, but this time around there just isn't anything that's enticing. A lot of pressure and expectation on a Rockstar. I wonder if they realize that the $7 games is part of the game sales wobbling. That might be it. A lot of people have been saying that. Sony guys have been saying it's not that big of a deal. It's just $10. But a lot of people are probably not buying those games at $70, to be honest. So, like I said, they're gonna get one purchase of me from $70, and that's gonna be like God of War Ragnarok. Other than that, I don't see myself buying these games like that at $70. To be honest, you get God of War Ragnarok out of me, that's it. Just to be honest, I'm not buying a Last of Us remake for $70. I'll wait for it like $30 to $40, but $70, yeah, I'm not doing it. And that might be a reason why these sales are not that high like it was before. Not all that surprising when a single game these days is pretty big commitment money wise. There's just not much coming out. I myself have barely bought any games these past few months. From the next month, it will be nuts, and I will go up again. Okay. PlayStation software sales are down 26%. This is while Sony games are coming to PC. Yeah, that's probably why. Xbox and Game Pass is the only thing a smart gamer needs. I hope this make their game $60 again. Maybe it might be the I don't know. It might change their perspective on that price point, but who knows? Um, Problem is the cost of living. People are cutting back on things like subscriptions, internet access, etc. So we got the recession talk, the COVID pandemic talk. I like how these talking points are only used when PlayStation is doing bad. Like when they brag about Xbox sales not selling as much as PlayStation or whatever, then it's like nobody wants the Xbox. But now when Sony is, they're not doing too well in their numbers. It's kind of like, times are just hard right now. It's just comical. But people got money to watch the MCU movies. Those are still doing record-breaking numbers. Top Gun and Maverick is doing record-breaking numbers. Like people got money to go to the theaters, which is like maybe like a 2-hour experience for like you taking your whole family going out with somebody else. That's pretty pricey, but they just don't got money for the video games because of the recession, though, right? Okay, or whatever, the pandemic or whatever. Let's see. Good, still not paying $70, and their game's really gonna sell online. Yeah. Not shocked. Software is down $70 a pop for a game. People are not feeling that price from these games. Yeah, I mean, that just lets you know the audience has spoken. They are not feeling that price point. I know a lot of Sony guys like to tout that pay. People don't care about that price point, but a lot of people do. They are not feeling that price point. Let's see. I know I've stopped purchasing any PlayStation games, tired of Jim Ryan, Sony, and PlayStation not treating their fans right. Between censorship policies, $7 for PS5 games, no or pricey upgrade pass from PS4 to PS5, and the closing of Japan studios, I don't feel like supporting them. That is interesting. PlayStation fan, PS5 owner here. The problem is the games have been uninspiring as hell. Gran Turismo 7 was a complete S show, and Horizon 2 was just more of the same. Both look like nice running PS4 games too. We are a year and a half into this gen, and everything is the same old stuff but 4K. So you mean that all the capping and they didn't support their beloved console? Something doesn't add up here. Yeah, it kind of does it. The people they just like talk a good talk online, but they aren't really buying these games like that. Just say it ain't so. Good job, Sony. I'll be waiting on my Xbox for new cross-platform games so I can play with y'all. Okay. Maybe trying to charge $70 for indie games wasn't such a good strategy after all. You're unlikely to buy games if your only objective is to stockpile PS5s in your garage to sell for $1,000 a piece. So people are trying to say the scalpers play a part in this. I don't know. Might help if someone makes some games worth buying. Games getting more expensive and the quality is going to S. AAA gaming needs to die when a board of directors that doesn't even play games has the most say. Something is wrong with the model. Welcome to the recession. Oh wait, can't call it that anymore. So welcome to whatever the hell the government wants to call it now. I don't know. I can't really feel that whole recession excuse because, like I said, I don't really feel that excuse, to be honest. Software sales are down. Thought ponies buy their games and support the devs. I thought they did too, especially how they talk on Twitter. You would think they are definitely buying these games, but the numbers say otherwise. Those new Jim Ryan price tags can ditto right off. Let's see. Did not expect to see such a decrease in software sales, but selfishly, I hope this means more day-and-day PC/PS5 releases and cross saves. Okay. This isn't too surprising. I mean, really, what big release came out in Q1 2022 that was best on PS5/exclusive to PS5? There's Horizon, which got a lukewarm response and immediately overshadowed by Elden Ring, a cross-platform game. Didn't they have Gran Turismo as well? Another exclusive as well too. I'm pretty sure they had what is the other game? Seafood probably came out Q1 2022, so they had games out, but man, people just aren't buying them. Once again, the recession excuse. It's like, come on. I like how this excuse is only used when Sony is doing bad, but when Xbox is not, their numbers aren't up to par. I don't see that recession excuse being used at all. So it's just fascinating. Welp, yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna conclude it right here. We get the gist of it. Seems like people aren't buying exclusives. Maybe when Ragnarok releases, that might change it. Their sales might go up some because I feel like people are probably gonna buy, most likely gonna buy that game. But for right now, Sony guys aren't buying their games, which is kind of sad to see. It's like you want the company to stay in business, you gotta support their, gotta buy their stuff. Maybe not do the whole game sharing thing. I know a lot of these guys like do the whole game sharing thing, but they're, if you do the game, well, I don't really care if you want to do that. It doesn't faze me, but if you do the game sharing thing, they're not gonna make as much money. But it's up to you. But yeah, definitely want to see your thoughts down below about this. Leave a like for this video. As always, thanks for watching, and peace.